Can you guess what happens when 10 editors battle over the same raw vlog footage and $750 on the line? Shaky shots, raw moments, but also cinematic B-rolls. It's a puzzle that only sharp storytelling can turn into something people care about. And that intro, how did you even get this out of this shot? You added some magic to it. Yeah, after this is S tier, man. You blew me away. The stakes: first place bags $500, runner-up $250, and third $150. And only one winner taking home the big bag. Now let's roll into the first submission. And the first one is Akash. It doesn't happen often, but didn't sleep well, and mainly because I was just pondering, am I making the right decisions?
Dramatic.
It's a horrible feeling. I'm so ready for this shoot. Excited. Everyone, Tom here, and welcome to the August announcement. And this one is going to be a bit different. It's now almost 11 o'clock, still at the office, but I just launched the new club, Fullstack Editor. It's so crazy. Oh, what a relief. And everyone is so happy with it too. And that was the most scary thing, right? Like, that's what kept me up last night. I was thinking, like, am I making the right choice? How are people going to respond to it? But people are really happy. If you feel it in your heart that you should do it, then you should. I would have regretted if I didn't do this change to have a fresh start. Ooh, I really like the storytelling. Like, it started out quite dramatic and quite, like, wouldn't say pessimistic, but like, I don't know what I was going through. Yeah, sequence was really cool, clean. I like the color grade. I agree. I also like the music. I think it was really, really nice. Like I said, that it started with a bit more demotivating stuff, and then the motivation kicks in. I wanted to keep watching, right? That's really important. Let's start here. I like the shots. I like your color grading. I think it really fits the story. You really did well. I also like the captions. It was cool. I wasn't the biggest fan of this animation. Yeah, like, you can make this a bit more premium. Sometimes you can just cut it in, right? Like launch day, and then like tick, tick, like a sound effect under it. Or for example, if you wanted to use the curtain somehow, you could have maybe like aligned that with the curtain, or maybe have it a bit like behind this plant. That would have been cool, and have it like slowly move. There's a few creative things that you can implement here instead. The harsh drop shadow, I also would be careful with that. I would or spread it out a bit, or dial it down, change the opacity a bit. It just makes it look a bit more premium. But other than that, I like the titles, and I like the text also. I wouldn't say like, oh my god, this is an S tier, I'm blown away. However, I do think it's like a really solid submission. So for now, I would really give this like a solid A tier. Do you guys agree with that? Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So you agree with that? That's nice. Love the yellow captions and the themes. I completely agree. And the next one is Kailan.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I'm so ready for this shoot. Took a bit to set up, but excited. What do you think of it?
It's easy as fuck.
So let's build your editing business the smart way. Welcome to Fullstack Editor.
There's like this natural, like almost like
Build up.
It feels like, oh, I'm getting there, and then it's like.
Good point. That's when you know you use a teleprompter.
Could you tell where my head was at when you found me? Me and you went to
Everyone that's working on the editing challenge, good luck with it. I'm super excited for the rebranding. I really can't wait. I really can't wait for you guys to see it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone. Good vibes. Good vibes. Made me happy. Like, this was more like on the happy side. The other one was a bit more serious. And like with the conversation, I really liked it. I also liked the captions. Love the music. I also liked it. I like the storytelling, kept me engaged. Color grading was such a pain. I know, right? It's difficult. Yeah, so some things I really liked. I like the music. I like the pacing. I do think the text comes across a bit like, I wouldn't say cheap, but just not that premium, right? It almost looks a bit like Comic Sans. If you did this with like another font, it would come across so much different. And also make it just a bit smaller. I would use those fonts between convos and change the one in the intro. That is also a good point. So you could keep like a playful font in the conversation, because that is actually quite funny. It doesn't have to be like super serious, super like clean design. However, then with the intros, then keep like a nice clean font. Good B-roll choice. I also agree. This is like typical vlog. The vibe is good. So let's rank it. I would say comparing to Akash, I think Akash is a bit more put together. Like the vlog and maybe also with the, like I said, with the fonts. I would normally put this on like also A tier, but I think comparing it to Akash is a bit better than Kalen. So I would say it's a B tier for now. What do you guys think? Arish, yeah, I agree. Okay. It's difficult. You know, I really like them both. Renak, hard to say, but yeah, fonts could be better. Aleo, just different vibes. Yeah, I completely agree. And the next one is Arish. Think of like, okay, what if I'm the client? Okay, I'm safe. I think it's a great exercise to think of like, okay, what if I'm the client? And in a lot of situations, I am the client, so I can really think of that. But you should do it too. Like, think of it like this. If you are the client and you're hiring an editor, do you really care about how much time someone spends on it? Or do you just more care about the result? The result of the video or the results the video gets? Ooh, it started out really cool with those fonts. I think that design was really cool. Yeah, that intro really hooked me in. I must say, Arish. What do you guys think? Like the intro a lot, well packed. I also agree. Like the intro, Akash, Kailan. Oh, now I understand what you mean by better font. Yeah, I mean, you can see like such a difference, right? Like, I think this is a really good example. Like, not that everything needs to be a modern font, but having like a really playful font can be fun. And it can be great for like a conversation, for example. But like a cool intro, like having like big, bold fonts or like the font size really big. I think that's great. I also like the font changes of the font weight. I think the grade is quite heavy. I think you can dial it down. And this is also the footage. The footage is already quite contrasty. It's not log footage, so you don't need much. I like that you added the B-roll too. I like the captions too. But here I also like it became a bit more boring. It's so difficult not working with music. But yeah, that does make this part a bit more boring. Yeah, here it's really too much like vintage or like old school. It almost comes across that this is like old footage, and that can be a style that you can go for. But I think like, yeah, just having a natural tones is always like the safest bet to go with. The lack of music I didn't even notice because the sound effects were good. The segment where Tom hops on the ladder thing lost me a bit. I think it's a combo of the grade, but it also felt a bit like an opposite mood to the beginning. Yeah, it's also what I mentioned, right? Like the intro was really strong, and then this part was a bit, just a bit more boring. Let's vote. I think I would put it next to Akash, although the color grade, I think you could have improved that a bit, and also with the choice of the ladder conversation, I think you could have rolled into that a bit nicely. But let's keep you in A tier, and who knows? And the next one is Jacques. Am I making the right decisions? Is this really the right direction to go into? Wow. It doesn't happen often, but didn't sleep well, and mainly because I was just pondering and thinking and like, am I making the right decisions? Is this really the right direction to go into? Being out of the comfort zone, wow, like that's always scary. Or like leveling up is scary, and like sometimes it can be a wrong move. Maybe it all doesn't work out. However, at least you don't regret, and that's the most important. If you feel it in your heart that you should do it, then you should do it. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a comment down below, and then I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bro, I really like that. That's so cool. It's so creative. Also with the Polaroid and the edits between it. But also the choice of like the B-roll. And that intro, like, how did you even get this out of this shot? Like, what? Like this, I know what the shot looks like. It didn't look like this. I don't know what you did. You added some magic to it. So cool. Jacques, you nailed it. Thank you guys. Cool, Jacques. Damn, that was good. Yeah, I completely agree. It's amazing. I really like that. I love that Polaroid. But that intro was also really good with the sound effects. I wasn't bored at all. Like, this was so cool. Like this, yeah, so creative. I love it. I love it. I love it. Amazing. Like, also, I wouldn't have thought that you could have made this with this vlog footage. You really went the extra mile. Damn, gotta take notes. Exactly. Really creative and amazing. I'm glad you guys are agreeing. No, yeah, that edit was wild. I love it. Yeah, after, let's keep it there. I'm gonna make this joke every time, by the way. No, this is S tier, man. You blew me away. I thought that intro was so cool, and I don't have much feedback, or I don't have any feedback actually. You can always be super critical, and there's always some things, but yeah, it's really cool. I really enjoyed watching that. It was just a great edit and super creative. I really like what you did with it. With just some like boring vlog footage, right? And the next one is Ranak. It doesn't happen often, but didn't sleep well. And mainly because I was just pondering and thinking and like, am I making the right decisions? I'm gonna launch the new brand of school community and the whole new direction I want to go into. These are like big changes or big decisions, and then it's like, is this the right direction? Yeah, like you're still contemplating, and at the end of the day, I'll just. And it's a horrible feeling because it makes me sad, also a bit like makes me down. All these thoughts that you don't really want to have. Anyway. Yesterday night, where it's literally like I should blow this off. Like just keep how it is. Don't do a rebranding. It's now almost 11 o'clock. Dramatic. But I just launched the new club, Fullstack Editor. It's so crazy. Oh, what a relief. It's funny, right? Like being out of the comfort zone. Like that's always scary, or like leveling up is scary, and like sometimes it can be a wrong move. Maybe it all doesn't work out. However, at least you don't regret. So dramatic. I love it though. I think it's so cool. With the emotions, this was a roller coaster. What do you think, guys? Powerful, man. I think you did really well with conveying the message. Yeah, that's a good point. I think like the message really came across well. Love it. That's great. Good storytelling. Oh yeah, I completely agree. I think it's the storytelling is amazing. It's like I said, you go for like a bit of like a down, and then like you go up, and you cut it well. Also, like there's not too much fluff in it, because I know I can. Yep. Let's go through it. Let's see. I'm gonna launch this was to me, to be honest, I almost thought this was a bit like, I don't know if this was your goal or you intended to, but this was almost a bit like comedic, because like me standing at the printer, like I was just I don't know what I was doing, but I look depressed, and then having like the footage of me like talking, I think it's almost like funny. I don't know if that was your intended goal, but I think that's also cool. You know, it's also the emotion. I think it's funny. I thought this was really creative, having these titles. It did make it a bit cringy somehow. Maybe that's also because I'm watching it and I said it. Maybe you guys don't feel this, but I felt that a bit. Maybe it's also, if you do this in like you said something different here, like just the for example, what I'm going to talk about or something. I almost get a bit of a documentary vibe from it, which is cool. I agree. It is a bit like a documentary vibe. Yeah, I felt it too. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's also the title itself. Like, can I? Like, is it possible? And also with the font, I like it. I think if you could have nailed this if this, so it's a bit like a written style, right? You could have added like a bit more subtle of a scribble, and then maybe even have like a notepad background. That would be creative, right? That this is written down or something somehow. Then I think that would be cool. This shot felt a bit random. I guess you wanted to show like being outside of the comfort zone. If you can't find a fitting shot, then sometimes it's better to just like keep it how it is. Like don't add like a b-roll, because it can also be like, okay, yeah, it can even be distracting basically. Cycling without hands. Oh, now I get it. Yeah, it's really like a documentary style. I think it's really cool. Like that ending too. Don't regret. So inspirational. Oh, you guys have so many like different submissions, which I love, by the way. Like they're so different. But it also makes it super difficult to like compare them, right? Also, one last like tiny thing, but always with vignettes, be careful. Don't overdo it. I think you could dial down the vignettes a tiny bit. Now just being nitpicky, but difficult. But I feel like it's now a B tier, because I did have some feedback. I would say it's a bit more feedback than Arish and Akash. Cool. And the next one is Aditya.
Yeah. The world is so small.
I was just recording my And it's been really cool. It makes me so much happier. I don't know. It's just like providing value and like creating this training. And then, yeah, I was stumbling upon words a bit, so I hope I don't have to edit too much. I was wishing like I could just nail it, one take it, and that didn't happen.
Keep you waiting. Yeah, I think I know it all, but I don't.
Ooh, clean. Short but clean. I think there were some caption thingies, but let's hear you guys. What do you think? Classic song choice. Nice, I like that. Nice vibes. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because I also think like song choice can have so much impact on your video. It's like, yeah, the difference is crazy. If you do like a dramatic song and then like now it's like some nice vibes. Really nice vibes, nice music. I agree. Clean. Yeah, what I thought was a bit sad, it was kind of short comparing to the others. I don't know exactly how long it was, but wish I saw a bit more. So difficult to just like basically make my decision based on just this. The captions say like I was just recording my singing. I don't think I said that. I probably said like my editing or something, or maybe my Q&A, or I don't know what I said, but not singing. Nah, why would I say singing? I was recording my singing. I must have said something else. I was just singing and I was recording it. No, I don't believe that. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Now I'm contemplating myself. I was probably saying training. I was just recording this training. Yeah, really solid. It was a bit too short for me like to be like, okay, to make it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just too difficult to just vote on just this part. Because I think you had some solid B-roll. It was just a really solid edit. Like nothing too crazy, like just some text thingies. Aditya. Yeah, on one end, I'm thinking it's an A tier because I don't have much feedback. It's really solid. On the other hand, as you can also see, it's 32 seconds. It's difficult to just make a decision based on this footage because it was just a bit of talking, some B-roll here and there, and that was really solid. So that's why I'm thinking of an A tier, but I'm also thinking like, okay, it could also be a B tier because of that. Because then again, it's super difficult to, or it's not really fair to then compare it to Arish or Akash, because there were just a bit more. Like there was a bit more happening, basically, right? I'll put it in A tier for now. There should have been a tier between this, I think. An A.5, for example. So, Aditya, I'll keep you in A tier, and then let's see what the next one has to bring. And the next one is Sridhar. Ooh, cool title.
Infinito tren no se acaba.
It's now almost 11 o'clock, still at the office, but I just launched the new club, Fullstack Editor. It's so crazy. Everyone, Tom here. Ooh, man, I really like that. It was really also so different, right? Comparing to the others. The music, amazing. Exactly. It was made it super cinematic. Like the music with the classical music in the beginning, and then like, I don't know, was it Italian? I think it was Italian. Anyway, yeah, really dope. Really dope. Music was so cool. Yeah, I agree. Don Corleone. Hard to judge everyone, man. It's so dope. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is always the thing. It's like there's so many different styles and like, yeah, I love that. I love that. Also, you guys did really well because I was a bit, like I said, I was a bit scared with this editing challenge. Like always when it's with lifestyle footage and when it's like not the standard like Imangaji edit, VSL, animation, that type of edit. I always had like a bit less submissions or it was a bit more of a challenge, but you guys nailed it. I'm really happy with it, with the submissions. Let's give some feedback first. It was also a vibe. I think sometimes also with vlogs, it's like, you don't always have to be like super high paced. People are going to invest like 15 minutes, 20 minutes anyway into a vlog. If they're interested, they're interested. It doesn't have to be super high engaging. So it's also nice to have some classical music. This is like a bit more like slow shots. almost a bit like, so PewDiePie is now vlogging. I think it's a bit like that, like just dragging out the shots. I think that is actually really cool. You really nailed that style, you know? And with the typing, with the red, I think that's also dope. Cool font, some sound effects. And this also, I think this is way less, it comes across less cringe basically, because it's like Art of Changing. That's just like the title. It's just, that's it. There's no question mark. It's not a sentence, not too deep. Also, this was cool. I think the color grade is also cool. However, same with the other, is like, I would dial it down a bit. It's quite heavy with the sepia, and especially also later on with the, I think here is fine. This is actually cool. I love this also. And great shot choice too, because I think also it fits the vibe, like with the Italian. I still don't know if it's Italian, by the way, but the Italian song, Bonjour, that's French. Maybe it's French, actually. It's Spanish. Oh, there we go. Finally, someone is helping me out of my misery, guessing if it's Italian, French, it's Spanish. Sometimes I'm so bad with that. It's why I dropped out of high school. I had a 2 for French and a 3 for German out of 10. Or hola. Is it then like aleo or alejo? Anyway, color grade here is also quite heavy, I would say. I like the colors. I think it's cool, but again, quite heavy, quite contrasty. And that's the same with the other ones. If you put an adjustment layer, you can just change the opacity to like 50%, 40%. Or if you're using the Lumetri color, you can just like change the intensity. If you're using DaVinci Resolve, then you can also just dial it down a bit. Really enjoy the music. Really like the edit. I think this is like a solid A tier. And actually, I wouldn't put it like here. I would actually put it a bit more on the front end. And just because there's not much feedback, I liked it. Cool music, cool B-rolls, cool storytelling. Just checks a lot of boxes. Agreed, A tier. I'm glad. Very different. Enjoyed it a lot. Cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one. And the next one is Aleo. Groovy. Summer in Amsterdam is really the best. It's amazing. Like, I always think like maybe we shouldn't have seasons, but it also makes me appreciate it more, because I know that we'll have a winter of like a few months where I won't see any sun, and it's just gonna be gray and raining the whole day. And then it makes me appreciate it even more if there's a bit of sun. It's like, oh yes, there's sun.
Yeah, they were dancing and singing and moving to the grooving. And just when it hit me, somebody turned around and shouted.
Right.
Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music, right.
I love that ending. What is happening here? You spent so much time like keying this out for me, or like tracking this. That is so dope. I love it. Yo, I love this style. S tier. Groovy indeed. Yeah, it's super groovy. It's so funny too. I like it. I wish how you also, I thought it was so funny that you could also cut to the rain. It's so cool. It's so cool to see this, guys. Like really, it's so cool. Just to see the difference, right? Like this one is really focused on the narrative of the like nice weather, bad weather, and then like just like switching that up, and then yeah, really groovy, super fun. And we had some others that were super like dark or a bit more motivating, or yeah. So I think it's really cool. Really cool. Gracias, muchachos. I love the vibe. It's joyful. Yeah, exactly. That's also cool, right? Makes it even more difficult to choose, by the way, because it's like, again, such a different style again. Different vibes all over the place. Exactly. Yeah, let's go through it. Yeah, it was really funky. I also like this. Yeah, it was dope. This was cool. Some talking heads, also cool. I thought this was really funny. Great that you picked the shot also. This felt a bit random. I think it's a cool setup with the footage in the background. I thought you were gonna cut to the footage in the background. I didn't get this reference, carrying the David Goggins. Oh, now I get it. You don't know me, son. Also, color grade, great. Color grade is great. It's pretty cool. Like, it's not too heavy, you know? It's like, just like a tiny bit of fill, even if I'm not even 100% sure if you filtered it. I think you did. And then just not overdoing it. It's super nice. Like it. thought this was really funny and I love the vibes. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. Again, not much feedback and it's so different. It's so different. What I'm gonna do, and I think this is also an A tier. And then we have too much people in A tier. And unfortunately, I have to move people down to B tier. However, I don't just want to move people down to B tier. Maybe there is actually like a better B tier in one of these. But for now, just to make it easier, I'm gonna move Akash and Arish and Aditya, the 3 A's. I'm gonna move them to B tier. Damn, these submissions are crazy. I'm so cooked. Don't say that. Who knows? Who knows what to come? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. The next one is Jazz. Think of it like this. If you are the client and you're hiring an editor, do you really care about how much time someone spends on it? Or do you just care about the result? Maybe that's more leads, more views, more sales. If a video performs well, then you're also happy to pay for that, right? And it made me think of this editor in the community. He earned 2K with a single video. What is the difference between this and like someone else that gets $20 for a video? There's literally only one big difference, and that's the results that video generates. Ooh. Okay, that ending felt a bit awkward. I was like, when is he gonna cut off? You just hear me breathing. Just hear me like, it's the reality of vlogging, what you normally don't see. So cool. I really liked it. So different again. You almost turned it into like a VSL, like, or like with the animations between it. I thought it was really cool. You spent a lot of time on that, like crazy. Jazz. What do you guys think? Clean animations? I agree. And again, so difficult to compare this also, I'm already thinking. Arash is saying the animations were really clean. It's going to be super difficult to compare them. Some have great storytelling, but the others have a mixture of everything. I agree. Jacques, yeah, agreed. Animation game is strong. Like the use of text overall, very good. I also agree. Let's go through it. I really enjoyed that beginning. I think this is a bit like less smooth. Or do you just care about the result? Maybe this was really dope. I liked how you set this up with the results, and like that was really fitting on the text too. Yeah, this felt a bit random. Like it felt a bit too much VSL. Again, it can be really cool. Small spelling mistake with the views, but hey ho, stuff happens, right? Can have some like motion blur here. And also now I think you have the blur set to repeat edge pixels off. Small technicalities, but yeah. Earnings is with EA. Yeah, this is really dope. I like how you did with the text animation on the screen, also with like the zooming in a bit, like moving a bit, like keeping the B-roll footage too. Arish, when the whiteboard comes, it feels random, but the starting fonts and text were so good. Yeah, I completely agree. Maybe that white, like the white solid, that really takes you out of the video, makes it more like an animated VSL, which again, I think it fits really with a VSL. I honestly didn't notice your breathing. No worries, man. You don't have to say sorry. I'm just here like giving feedback on things. It's either A or B, and I'm thinking of a B tier. And the next one is Tassin. Am I making the right decisions? Is this really the right direction to go into? Being out of the comfort zone, like that's always scary, or like leveling up is scary, and you're reaching out to a client. If you have this sales conversation where you're super scared to do a sales conversation, and you're thinking like, I don't know if I'm gonna rock this, but then it all end up being fine. And sometimes a sales call didn't go through. A sales call, I didn't close the deal. However, sometimes I had a really nice conversation with an entrepreneur where I had like really good insights, and I would have regretted if I wouldn't have taken those sales conversations. And with this too, I would have regretted if I didn't do this change to have a fresh start with the school community. Hello everyone. Oh, great storytelling. I love it. Also, the music was really like, it was like pumped. Get me pumped, getting me motivated. Bedankt Tom, using all the Dutch words. Buen trabajo, or trabajo, Tassin. Arish, oh, the music was cutting really hard between the clips. My B choice, love the intro and storytelling. Yeah, I mean, the music was quite heavy, but I think that was also like, it was also cool style. Sometimes you don't even need animations. You can just cut things in, and one, like a rule of thumb, and this is not always, but for titles, like big titles, it's always like nice to have. If you want to have a bit of like impact, just make them big. You know, that's fine. This is not for elements. This is not for normal like text. Then I always say like, hey, small text is like makes it more luxurious, or if there's a lot of padding around something, that makes it luxurious. However, with like big titles or like big intros, I mean, look at a lot of cinematography. You either or have it like really luxurious, small, with like a lot of letter spacing, or you have like big fat fonts. So I think this also, without the animation, just having it pop up and then just having it a bit bigger. I love these coins. It felt a bit random, but I think it's cool. This felt like, I don't know. Normally I always cut these shots out myself when I look at the camera or something. I think I was checking if the camera was right. This looks angry. I'm gonna kill someone. I think I would have ended it here already, because after this I'm just saying the same thing, and then like, yeah, it just becomes a bit too much mundane, basically a bit boring. I also like how you ended it with the music. You guys are making it so difficult for me. Like, because the styles are so different, there's a lot of really good submissions. Yeah, I would say it's like an A tier. But yeah, then we have 3 people in A tier and a lot of people in B tier. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move Tassin to B tier. I have just a tiny bit of a better feeling with Sridhar and Aleo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move everyone for now to C tier. And not because you guys are C tier, but just to make space. I love the cinematography of Sridhar. That's why I would normally say like, okay, A tier. However, what I do see is that Alea also has a bit of better storytelling with the sun and the rain, and it also gives me an emotion. I think it's really funny, which I really enjoy. So I'm gonna put Sridhar on B tier, Alea on A tier, and then Jacques S tier. And then I'm gonna lock it in. Like always, a big shout out to the editors that participated in this editing challenge. You guys are awesome. If you also want to participate in an editing challenge, then do join the Fullstack Editor Club. Link is in the description. I also have a crazy money back guarantee, so do check that out. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.